Hello, everyone. It is primary election day. I'm Morgan Romero here with
Joe Parris, but technically it's night.
What did I say?
You said day. It's night.
Oh, primary election night. That's true because the polls close in a little bit over an hour. If you guys haven't gotten out to vote yet, you're just getting off work, now's the time. Head to your polling places. You can actually conveniently check your polling place on our website, KTVB.com, in our voter guide. You can figure out, because those changed this year.
They did. We had redistricting across the state of Idaho because of the census. Took a little time to get it done, but it's done. Lawsuits, of course, always lawsuits. We found a lot of people, a little bit of confusion early in the day. They didn't know where to vote, but it sounds like in Ada County that those issues were really taken care of. Canyon County, we're hearing that there's some longer lines. So if you're a 2C voter and you're on your way home from work, expect a little bit of a line, but go get in line. It's important to vote. It's important to have your voice heard. Remember the rule on the election. You don't get to complain unless you vote. I think that's in the Constitution.
Yeah, I like that. It should be. It should be, because it is our constitutional right in America. It is something that we all are able to do as citizens of this country. So, very important to do your due diligence. But here at KTVB, Chief Political Reporter Joe Parris has really gathered a great group of people to work tonight to get you the latest results as they come in after polls close. Local time, 8 p.m. So if you're in northern Idaho, it's 8 p.m., but that's 9 p.m. our time. Election results we expect to start trickling in around 10:30, 11 maybe.
I think we'll see some right after 9 o'clock.
Right,
we'll see some
yes, but sorry, the race is called around 10:30 or 11, yes, but results trickling in. So we want to walk you through what we have going on right now.
Yes, so if you don't know this, and maybe you're just finding this out now, the only reason we like working election day is because there's free food.
Joe,
shall we? Shall we?
Yes.
Look at this.
Crystal?
The crew will be getting tonight premium pizza. This is a big deal. I'm not going to open it all because it's a little gross, but I did eat. Wonderful. We have the soda table for those that don't like water. But I want to tell everyone.
Okay.
We have a new feature this year.
We do.
Morgan, take me to the salad bar.
This is my personal favorite. Thanks to Angie, who is just the most incredible cheerleader in our newsroom. She made chopped salad, Italian chopped salad, spinach salad. This is truly the fuel you need on election night, because if you eat a lot of pizza, you're just going to crash and burn.
Well, that's
really.
okay. No, that's fine.
You're just going to like.
But why do we need all this sustenance? Well, it's going to be a late night.
Yes.
So, we're expecting to be here till probably midnight. A little later. That's okay. But we'll be on your television. You'll be seeing us. But we want to take a walk because we want to show you the people doing the hard work. You want to go to the studio?
Yes, let's go through the studio first. And we're going to tell you about the crews, because Joe Parris is going to be here. He's going to be at this handy dandy, we call this our touch screen. Right now it's not in its touchscreen mode, but Joe's going to be here tracking live results, and he's going to be able to show you what's going on in Ada, Canyon, all the other counties in the Treasure Valley and in southwest Idaho, Magic Valley, and he's going to be able to say, this is what things are looking like right now with X amount of precincts reporting. And again, those, as they trickle in, are not going to be final until later this evening. So we just want you to be aware of that. But Joe's going to track it in our online coverage on KTVB.com starting at 9 p.m.
And a disclaimer, and I just want to put this out there. We're going to tell you the projected winners tonight. You got to remember, the election isn't finalized for about 2 weeks. They make sure that everything was checked out. They dot the I's, they cross the T's. So the official winners won't be declared for a number of days. But tonight we'll get a projected view.
Right.
I want to brag about something.
Yes.
For the first time during election coverage here, I can now draw.
He's Steve Kornacki.
On the screen. I know that folks at home probably don't care, but they probably will care, because it's going to be fun tonight, because I'm going to be able to show you really good things, like, what's going to mean if this person wins? What does it mean if that person
I don't know
wins?
if people will be able to read your handwriting.
No, they will.
They're
going to try.
Because, so walk people through what we have here.
Yeah.
Like I said, Joe's going to be going through this in the 9 o'clock hour on KTVB.com, and then we've got an hour-long show at 10 o'clock on air on KTVB, and he's going to be using this touchscreen for it.
And I'm not as smart as you probably think, so you at home can do the same thing I'm doing. You go to KTVB.com, you'll click on the live election results, and then here you could just go through all the different races. I don't know if Crystal's video can show you this, but there's several tabs that our team has already set up. So we got the hot races here. It's got those major statewide races that we know so many of you are following, but it doesn't just stop at the hot races. Our elections team has gone all the way down to the county level, and you can figure out exactly what the results are of anything on the ballot in your area. And you can see in real time the Ada County Assessor GOP race right there. You can see it came right up, and we can go through everything. And Ada County say, well, we had enough of Idaho, so what about other places? Well, I got to tell you, I'm a big fan of Elmore County. Elmore County, the only thing they've got really on the ballot specifically for Elmore County is a Mountain Home School District bond. So if your child goes there or you live in that community, you can follow it right here. And of course, tonight I'll be circling the results.
Yes.
Now,
and again, important to note, like Joe said, you can do this on your own and track all these races. I want to give some background for those of you that haven't voted yet and don't really know. Every single legislative seat in the state of Idaho is up for election right now. So we've got incumbents running. Some people are running unopposed. So you'll see this is a Democratic and a Republican primary election. The Republican primary in the state of Idaho is closed. So you do have to be a registered Republican. But some of those folks that are running unopposed. We've got 3 congressional seats up for re-election right now. Russ Fulcher is the current incumbent who's not running opposed. The other 2, Mike Simpson and Senator Crapo, are running opposed. So those are races we're certainly going to be watching. All the statewide races. Joe just showed you. Governor, we'll take you back to the screen. Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State. Again, this is GOP, Attorney General, and Superintendent of Public Instruction. Those are the really big ones.
you can also search here if you want to watch a race. You can just search the keyword in there. So let's take a walk over to that part of the studio. We'll talk about who will be joining us as the main anchor of our coverage. Brian Holmes will be here. And Brian will not be alone, obviously. Dr. Stephanie Witt. Well, I'll be here too. I'll be over there.
Joe will be there.
I'll be there. Dr. Stephanie Witt, Boise State professor, political expert, Idaho history, politics, election expert. She'll be joining us here live starting at 9 o'clock from 9 to 10 on digital, on KTVB.com, on YouTube. And then right here on Channel 7, she'll be joining us through our coverage 10 to 11 o'clock at least here on 7.
Yes.
If for some reason a lot of stuff is happening around the 11 o'clock hour, we'll stay on 7, or we'll go on to our digital sites, or maybe we'll do Facebook Live to wrap up the night. So as we talked about a few moments ago, the results will really start creeping in about 9:30 Mountain Time. Yeah, we'll start getting some preliminary results. A lot of the absentee ballots and the early voting, that really gets released kind of in mass as soon as they're allowed to after the polls close.
Well, you just touched on something very important to know. A lot of people voted absentee ballot this year, a record number in Ada County, considerably higher than 4 years ago, as you were discussing with me earlier.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, too, because we just heard from the elections team in Ada County that 4 years ago there were 8,000 absentee ballots that were requested in Ada County. 18,000 were requested for this election. Now, that doesn't mean that 18,000 people went and voted, but it shows there was interest from 10,000 more people to have an absentee ballot.
It is convenient. It's very convenient. You don't have to go to your polling place before, on lunch, or after work.
Yeah.
So this is our studio, little BTS action. If you guys haven't seen it, we've got all of our cameras over there. We've got a nice monitor over there that we likely will be using, as we showed you Joe's touchscreen area. This is our big monitor that you'll see behind us, behind Brian and Stephanie tonight specifically. As we take you this way.
It's too dangerous to go that way. It gets dark.
You think so? Oh, yeah. We don't want Crystal to trip.
Really dark.
We'll take you back out to the
What I
pizza.
do a little behind the scenes is, of course, this is a studio that's in a building, but there are doors and stuff into it. So we try to black it off behind so that there's not light coming in during the show. Anyways, let's get back to the pizza action.
Hey, team, we're doing a Facebook Live. Here we come.
Gary Salzman getting some pizza.
Gary is an election whiz. Gary, how many elections have you been doing? You've done, like, how could you count?
Since 98, 24 years worth.
Holy cow. He is always here from sun up to sundown on election day, general and primary
Let's
election.
head into the newsroom because I want to talk about people like Gary.
Gary's like,
we'll let Gary have his.
He said, I want to eat my
meal.
pizza.
I know he loves his meal. All right, so
Here
we
we
come
come.
into our newsroom here. There's a lot of meetings and stuff going on, so we'll stay right here. But I'll tell you this. The folks in this room are working hard over the next several hours and really after the polls close to get the results on KTVB.com for you. To be honest, when you go on KTVB and we have all the results there for you, it's really easy for you to understand and look at, how many people have really, I guess, percentage reporting, meaning how many precincts reporting, thank you, meaning, only 50% of the votes are in right now. We would say, okay, so that this is the result, 20 to 10 to 5%, but with only half the results coming in. Is Doug here too?
Yeah, Doug's lurking in the corner. He's hiding his tie so he doesn't get pizza on it. See, everybody's fueling up. Doug and I, we should point out, Doug and I will be at the GOP headquarters where the election parties are going to be tonight at the Hilton in downtown Boise, and we are going to be with several candidates, going to be trying to get interviews with those candidates after not necessarily the races have been called, but the results start rolling in, and we're going to be watching those. We know that certain statewide incumbents are going to be there tonight. Those that aren't there, we're going to maybe try to speak to as well, that maybe are having their own private parties. But just a lot of reactionary results and interviews as they come in tonight.
But also talking to party leaders and maybe some others who are running unopposed.
Exactly.
To talk about some of maybe the bigger issues within the Republican Party, as well as how this election has been playing out as well, just to get that perspective from those statewide candidates about that issue.
I think important. Joe and Doug and Brian, we've all been talking about sort of the storylines that have been playing out in the state of Idaho. We can bring Joe back in for this because he's our chief political reporter and just has so much knowledge. There he was.
Wow.
You know, the Republican Party has very much fractured, has very much split in the last 6 years. And so this will be an interesting test to see what happens with this primary election, because historically in Idaho, in a lot of these statewide races, the person that wins the GOP primary election goes on to win the general election. That's just been history in Idaho.
Yeah. Crystal, I'm curious, you seeing any questions or some comments that we can answer? I'm sure there's some lovely comments for us here this evening. Everyone getting home from work, getting ready to watch KTVB's election coverage. I know you have to read the phone sideways, Crystal, so if you don't...
Crystal's our digital producer who's lovely and is doing this for us. She's tilting her head. But we can walk you this way. Might as well.
I'll walk you a little bit. We'll see some other people.
No questions so far.
It's the calm before the storm right now, you know? You know, this place is going to be really, really firing on all cylinders.
Every newsroom.
Every newsroom. I just, we're Channel 7. We're glad that you watch us. But there's a lot of hardworking journalists across the country today. So.
Across the country, that's right.
And clerks. I want to just say a real quick shout out to all the county clerks
gosh.
that are working hard today.
Yeah.
We think we have a long day. My goodness.
We always interview the county clerk. So, Andrew, I want to just briefly again say where we're going to be. So, Joe's going to be here. Brian and Dr. Witz are going to be here. And then Doug and I are going to be at the GOP party. The Democrats, we know, are having an event. They told us this afternoon, so we might send our Andrew Bartline there. Okay, Andrew will be there. Tristan Lewis is going to be out in King County monitoring that. They're going to kind of be roving and getting any reaction from the clerks, like Joe talked about, talking about turnout, how things went, ballot counting in those two major counties in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah. So a real fun night ahead, and we hope you can join us again. Big reminder, from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we're going to be live on KTVB.com and on YouTube. You could also find us at 10 to 11, right on 7, and we will take you up all the way through the results, and we'll be letting you know what's going on. But again, 9 to 10, find us online, and we'll reboot the whole thing and do it on live television right on Channel 7. Should be good. I'm excited.
Yes, turnout has been, we got a projection around 26 to 28%, I believe it was in Ada County so far. But again, that was before a lot of people got off work, so we'll be tracking turnout as well, and lines and ballots and all the above. So stay posted with us on air and online. Thanks for tuning in, guys.